Good evening, Miss. So my name is Vanessa, and I'm going to talk about the group 2 which they did for this weekly activity. So they did 3 games, which is Charade, Pictionary, and Lip Sync. For these 3 games, it really needs communicating skills when we participate in this kind of activities. So this will help. For these games, it will help us to communicate in our own teams, and let's say, of course, when we communicate, there will have barriers like noise, and then like people uh, talking at the back, and we will like it doesn't really give us focus on this. So it's like it like improving and ineffectiveness communication in this group. So like we have to communicate to win this game. So it's like that, even though we didn't win much, but then it really helps us to interact with each other in our group members and to get know more about them, like how but what kind of people are they when they interact with us, and then what kind of behavior, what kind of personality. So this all really, like, even though it's just communication, it really, like, we can know more about the people through communication. And yes, this one, for these activities, it was really fun, and it is really fun and interesting, which we can get a bit of knowledge from these activities. So yeah, that's all from me. Thank you.
Hello Miss, I am Malavika from Group 1. I want to discuss weekly activity in this moment. 19 March 2023 on Sunday at room 203, Group 3 conducted a game. They have conducted 3 games, which is Pictionary, Charity, and Read the Lip. First game will be Pictionary, a board game in which players advance by successfully identifying the words represented by pictures drawn by another players, which means the organizer asks one person from each group to choose a piece of the paper from a box, draw it on a whiteboard, and the other team members must guess. Charity is the second game, a game in which some players aim to guess a word or from the action for a silent game. So Read the Lip will be the third game, which is last game. Although it seems to be simple, the actual action is rather difficult. Each team has 3 members, and then organizers chooses them. Next, the teams must line up, and then organizer reads the word to one person. At this point, the leaper is not allowed to make any sounds or motion, but then his team loses his turn. Understanding is what I receive from this weekly activity. Each partner needs to communicate with the other, because any doubt or confuses means must be discussed in our group, right? So before listening become the most critical skill. For every game, for another activity, listening is a need. If we listen to what they have to say or keep an eyes out from it, we can win the game or any other competition the following time. Group 3, I think Group 3 is used to organize the game. Actually, they did a good job there. Yet, time management is extremely remote, giving out beautiful and logical the game have. So Group 3 is a really amazing, which is this week's weekly activity, like the logical games, and some of the game is a really thinking, make the critical thinking for us. So that's learned from this weekly activity, madam. So yeah, thank you.
Hi, my name is Sadhana Vijendran and I'm from Group 1. I'm taking Diploma in Graphic Design. I'm currently in semester 3. So I'm going to make a video reflection for PC 200 for second week. So the first question is what I learned from this activity. In the second week of PC 200, the group member conduct 3 games, which is Pictionary, Read the Lip, and Charade. The first game is Charade. One person is selected from each group to act out a word or scene without speaking or drawing writing to their group. The rest of the team has to guess the word. Moreover, this game is about learn to be creative with the limited resources and developing their non-verbal communication skills. So the second question is, how did I feel? Same as the week 1, in this subject I have played a few games with my team member regarding the communication games, and it was very fun and entertaining. At the same time, I could able to understand or learn more about the activities. These games are so creative and knowledgeable games. So the third question, which is last question, what are the areas I need to improve? So the second week, I think I need to think more harder and focusing more on what happening in front, because I couldn't found the right answers from this game. So that's all I need to improve. That's all. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone, my name is Kartika. I'm from UCJB, and today I'm going to be talking about the PC 200 reflection and from the activities. What I learned from this activity, it was so fun and good learning verbal communication, not verbal communication, and the 3 tasks, how we communicate with the people, give drawing, acting like that. It was so good to learning. How did I feel? I felt great and I enjoyed it. first task is guessing and the picture name. The task was really nice because I'm super excited to draw it. So third one is what are the areas need to improve, that guessing areas, because I'm not good at guessing, so but sometimes I'm good to guess but sometimes not good. So I hope that will change it myself, and that's it on me. Thank you so much.
So this is the reflection video that I made based on the PEC class I had last Sunday with Miss Shafika. So there are 3 games that we played. The first game is Pictionary games. So the Pictionary games require one person to go in front and draw a certain animal, classes, or object that were given by the organizer. So they have to draw it, and the other groupmate have to guess it right. Same goes to the second games, which is charades. So the charades is actually interesting games to play because one person has to go in front and act out the phrases or things that were given by the game organizer. So they have to act out. So the other groupmates have to guess it by the act of the person the person that go in front. So the last games that we play is the lip reading game. So the lip reading game is pretty hard for me because it requires 3 members of the group. So the first person have to silently speaking to the second person phrases, food names or objects that were given by the game organizer. So they have to silently speaking to the second person, and the second person have to pass it up to the last person, which is the third person. So the third person will have the list of the phrases that they get, and then the game organizer will check the list if the list were correct or not. So it's pretty fun. But it's pretty hard for me. And moving forward to the benefits that I received from all of these games. So the Pictionary games can encourage players to confidently draw an image the way it appears according to their imagination, with the hopes that it will provide the form of communication between the players. So the chat games will definitely can improve communication skills because the game encourages participants to communicate in an unconventional way and to pay attention to the body language. So the areas that I need to improve more, maybe on the first games, the Pictionary games, where they throw certain animals and the things like that, because I couldn't guess anything right. So I think I need to improve on that area, which is the creative thinking.